eh? When you thought you were free, there's another course coming up.
There's no escaping Ayurveda. You're in the trap. You're in the Ayurveda trap now, you know. Fiona says, can you record, please? No. Fiona, thank you. I always, people just reminding me is a good thing to do. I had such a busy day today. I've had an incredible 2 days. I'm just, we had a bit of a disaster last night in the technical side of stuff. But anyway, if my Vata doesn't go out of balance from all of this, it never will, you know. So anyway, I'm recording. And Lainey says sound is sorted now and all, so that's okay.
Great.
Okay.
Hashmi says, my friends and family in India say their life is normal, but they still wear a mask when they go out. Yeah, some people are still wearing masks. I think a lot of people are not, but some people probably still are, you know.
Anything in the mouth for mouth ulcers that would help them? Do you know what can help is just triphala. And, you know, if you just boil it for 5-10 minutes and then use it as a gargle.
What do you think of our mouthwash powder? I think that's better.
The
Ireland mouthwash. Do you have that now?
Yeah, we got a big stock of that. Yeah, I've actually, stocks have eased up a lot on a lot of things now. I got a lot of stuff in and today and yesterday. So what mouthwash is there?
Because of licorice.
Mouthwash. Yeah.
It has triphala and it has licorice and a few other things. I think that will be better.
Emma says she gave
Somebody saying, can you drink?
Go ahead, Raj.
I'm sorry. Oh, no, just a question on lassi. I think Dr. Benny skipped that. I'll take it. They're saying it's not to recommend drinking water with food. Is it also for lassi? Lassi is the only drink that is allowed to sip with your food. So you're not drinking a lot of it, but you're sipping it. And lassi is okay for kapha people and salty, and you add like ginger powder, black pepper, and you make it salty, and it's no problem. It's a wonderful drink for this time of the year and kapha time, and then in the summer because of the cooling properties. So that's absolutely fine to have it with your food and for kapha people as well. But you dilute it with water.
So Emma is saying she gave up all the cleaning sprays. She said she worked as a catering assistant in a big hospital in Dublin in college, and it was eye-opening how strong my immunity got from exposure. I gave up all the cleaning sprays. Maybe I'll put a little video. I did before do a little video about how you can very easily make a cleaning spray for your countertops. And, you know, it's very simple, just with vinegar and water and bicarbonate of soda and some lemon juice. And then you can even add some essential oils like clove oil or tea tree oil in. And it's just, it's a great cleaning spray with all natural products, you know. I'll make a little video on that and put it up on YouTube so that you can see it. And
Dr. Brian, question for you about what to take after the first dose of Pfizer vaccine. Would you recommend what you take?
Oh, I'd take the Chyawanprash or the Amri Kailash, either because you want a tonic for your immune system, and it's just that you then mount a better immune response.
Yeah. Take it before and take it after.
Yeah.
So Audrey says, I missed the last, I can't believe I'm still getting these. I missed the last session last Tuesday with the video and the doctor. Is there any way to catch up? Audrey, it's all in the emails I send you. You can register for the videos and have access to them for a year. So it's in most of the emails I send how to do that. If you can't find it, drop me an email and I'll send you back the link. But you can register separately with MIU and have access. That's why we don't put them up on YouTube. They're not ours. We don't own them. We don't have the right to put them up on YouTube. But you can have access to them for a year by registering for them. So, and you can watch them back anytime you like. And then the Q&A obviously is ours. So we put that up on YouTube, you know.
I have a question. Do you suggest decoctions for stomach cancer patients? I think.
What decoction?
No. Yeah. What decoction? So that's not a possible question to answer. We don't know the patient and we don't know the decoction. Sorry, Dee.
Regenerating nerves. 1674 Regen Nerve from Mary. Is that too general, Dr. Brennan, or is that?
Regen Nerve?
Mary asked, can you recommend anything for regenerating nerves?
Oh, yeah. Well, that would be specific for that purpose, to strengthen the nervous system. So
it's MA1674. So just stick that in the search box. If anybody's looking for anything on our website, sorry, use the search box on the homepage. that's the quickest way to find stuff. Otherwise, there's an awful lot of products. It can be hard to find things. So just use the search box. Don't use any gaps between the MA and the number. So just MA1674 and it'll come up, or MA505 or whatever it is, you know, and you'll find it. Dr. Raj, what is Guru Pan? Dr. Raj, what is Guru Pan? Is it the leaf which is used to make pan that we eat?
Betel leaf.
Betel leaf, yeah.
Betel leaf, yeah.
And there's
there will be a few more things in it if we call Guru Pan, Supari, and I'm sure some cardamom and few other herbs in it. I have to check what ingredients in it, why they call it Guru Pan instead of pan.
So Dan got his MA4 and MA5, but he doesn't like the taste. Oh yeah, it's different. I love the taste of MA4. It's just a lovely taste, but some people don't. And there's a tablet form of MA4 as well. It's sugar-free one for diabetics, but I can't think of a nice way to take it because it's just I just love it. I just love it. So anyway, if someone doesn't like it, Don, could they mix it with what could they mix it with anything?
Mix with water, I guess.
Mix it with water.
It's a bit thick. It's a bit thick
yeah,
for people.
Mix it with water, yeah.
Or
Maybe
honey.
you'll get used to it. You'll get to like it.
on enema use. On enema use, that's come in. Rohit come. Well, enemas are part of a section of Ayurveda called Panchakarma, which probably is going to be discussed tonight. And they're very, very significant. It can be, you know, a whole treatment for disease, and all diseases really for proper treatment should start with Panchakarma. But that's a very sophisticated science, which is very, very detailed. And the training for that would like take you to MA or PhD status. It would be a specialty even within Ayurveda. But what the Ayurvedists don't like is just routinely giving enemas, because they'll say, okay, you might feel a good response immediately, but you know, these coffee enemas and things, they say it'll dry the lining of the colon. That's aging, because Vata is the seat. Colon is the seat of Vata, and that drying effect could have an aging effect. So the only thing I would ever use in an enema would be sesame oil, at least because it settles Vata and nourishes the colon. And anything else, I would just leave it to the experts and consider a Panchakarma under the appropriate, you know, guidance if you were thinking of that.
Okay, so I think maybe we should get started. It's how many people have we on? We've 296. Yeah, I'll just pause the record. Just to say that I've done Panchakarma many times in a clinic in Skelmersdale. There's a great clinic there. I did it in Dublin. I did it in Skelmersdale several times in the UK. And the last time I did it, though, was a while back in India with Dr. Brennan, actually. I think it was, can't remember exactly what year it was, but we did a 21-day Panchakarma treatment in Kerala. So there probably are not that many options now at the moment to do Panchakarma. I do believe the clinic in Skelmersdale is open, but you just have to double check with that. And I'm sure there may be somewhere in London that does Panchakarma as well. But it is, when you do 21 days of Panchakarma, it's just fabulous. If you ever get a chance to do something like that, it's very, I mean, if you're going to go all the way to India, you bet you go for at least 21 days. But it's very, very rejuvenating, and it's. I mean, I want to get back to doing it next year. Or maybe even later this year. I definitely want to do it again. It's a fantastic thing. But we will be doing our own detox program in March. We're going to do a 7-day detox. We're going to have a webinar about that in another week or two, where we're going to provide all of the ingredients for that, and we'll anyone that joins in, and that'll be on a WhatsApp group, and there'll be daily contact with them and explanation of what's going on. Not quite the same as Panchakarma. It's a home thing as opposed to an in-residence thing, but it's still going to be very, very good, you know. So yeah, Don, there's probably questions there you want to start answering, Mister?
Oh my God, there's a load.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just going to take random.
It says, Noel, where in Kerala did you go for Panchakarma? We went to a doctor called Ravi Moose, and Ravi comes from a traditional Ayurvedic family. His father is also a Vaidya, and I think his grandfather was a Vaidya, and they have a very near Kochi airport. They pick you up in a taxi and bring you there. What's it called on Satnam or something like that? Is it our?
Atma.
Atma, yeah. So atma.com will probably find it for you. And Ravi Moose is, I I really like him now, to be honest. And his clinic is built in a coconut field. It's built according to Vastu principles, so the buildings are all correctly orientated, and it's just he's just really, really good, and it's not particularly expensive, and he's a very authentic guy as far as I'm concerned, you know. But there are lots and lots of clinics in Kerala, lots of them. Well, there's lots of them all over India, never mind Kerala, you know. But Kerala is particularly nice, especially if you're in the countryside.
Taking the question.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Raj.
Dr. Brian, you want to?
No, you fire ahead, Raj.
Okay. Somebody asked, they're going to take two questions on the knee. One is the swollen knee, another is knee pain. So both using the massage with the joint soothe oil and taking the joint soothe tablets, that could help. But the knee exercise or yoga for the knee would be, some movement is important there. So I'll say that.
Lovely. Any suggestion for plaque in the brain? That's a difficult one just to say straight off, but there is a seminar we did on Alzheimer's. So if there's any sort of loss of cognitive functioning due to it, that seminar would have all the lifestyle and nutrition advice that would be appropriate and relevant. I think Panchakarma, Mary, would be a fantastic treatment for that, along then with sinus. So
it's a kapha thing, right?
Yeah, I think a consultation, if it's a significant thing. Noel will answer the question to Audrey about the missed tape and how she sees the tape of the doctor. So we'll leave that one for him. Hay fever suggestions. The light diet, brilliant idea. It's a kapha problem at the end of a kapha season. And so everything that balances kapha, like the kapha foods, like your exercise, like getting up early in the morning, like your main meal in the middle of the day, and following through on all those prevents the hay fever. And so Cathy is specifically the MA251 probably to take for the month running up to your hay fever season with honey after meals. And anything for a dry mouth, the sesame oil mouth rinse regularly.
Underactive thyroid, that's a kapha condition, sluggish metabolism. So you need to stimulate the metabolism. So a few different things, Trikatu, Triphala, Kanchanar, Guglu is there, and you need to look into your food. So, and a lot of kind of physical movement. I would say join yoga with breathing exercises to stimulate your thyroid gland. So you can do a lot for that. And there's a thyroid support supplement with calp and iodine from Cytoplan. You do that as well. And somebody asked about the diabetes as well. Pre-diabetic, you consider taking glucose factor, which is chromium and cinnamon together, and the glucostat formula from Maharishi Ayurveda. So both two things will help.
And any suggestion? Mary asking about IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and brain fog. There's certainly, Mary, a possibility of a connection there, because if you really take good care of your digestion works well, it gives you very great clarity. And if there's any AMA forming from disturbed digestion or metabolism, that can give rise to the brain fog.
I put the link in for the Ravi Moose's place there, but it's not working actually. But anyway, maybe it's just down at the moment. But that's it there, aatma.com.
So sipping the hot water often may help because it clears the AMA. And another question was about regenerating muscle atrophy. Well, if it's just true to not using the muscles, like someone's in a plaster cast and their muscles atrophy, then it's just a matter of building back up the muscles. For as long as the muscle cells are alive, they can always be regenerated. And that's a graduated energy, a graduated exercise process for that. I think the ashwagandha or the amla are also good for muscle.
Lady, ask you a question, Dr. Brennan, for brain and heart function after menopause, natural HRT. So there are a few things here.
I mean, because you're wondering about HRT and you're wondering about an alternative, then there is the menopause support 2 tablet, which is good for balancing the hormones for after the menopause. And then if it is that you're well past the menopause and that you can come off the HRT, was the best idea. Mind you, great book for about the menopause is Ageless Woman, Ageless, Agelles, Woman, and the author is Nancy Lansdorf, Lansdorf, Nancy Lansdorf, and that's very good if you're having HRT difficulty getting off it. But after the menopause, it's the time, and this phase of our life is really good for Rasayan or tonics. So, I mean, the M5 tablets, the Amricalash tablets are really good for the mind. For the heart, there's a cardio support herbal, which would be valuable.
Said the panchkarma is doable at home. The one that Tamara is saying, that's a mini panchkarma, which you do under the supervision. But this panchkarma that the lady is talking about, this is daily abhyanga, shirodhara. The physical therapies are done. And if you need purification treatment, then bastis, animas are done. And Geeta was saying she finds Nasya and the Virechna hard. So it is a lot of treatments which would be planned by the Vaija. So when you go to the center, they take a detailed long consultation and then they plan the treatment. So you could have yoga there, you could have your morning activities, your morning treatment, evening treatment. So it's your day is very scheduled. So you stay at the place, you might learn some cooking lessons as well. You might get some other lessons on Ayurveda. So this is a whole lot of a kind of retreat really, where you stay at the place. And as Dr. Brian was saying, Noel was saying, the Ravi Moose is built on a coconut farm kind of. So the nature is big part of the treatments as well. And normally it's advised not to bring your phone, Wi-Fi, any kind of distraction, so that you totally do a technology detox as well. So that's the Panchkarma, where is a detox from your environment that you're living in to go to a new environment. And that's how you rejuvenate on all the levels of your physiology, your mind, your spiritual, and everything. It's a lot involved in it.
Yeah, we would not recommend doing panchakarma at home. We would do home treatments at home, but not full blown panchakarma. It would, I definitely think, especially if it's your first time, it would not be recommended. When toxins come out, your emotions can go all over the place. You need looking after. There should really be a doctor on call all the time, and that the clinic in London or in Skelmersdale uses Dr. Brennan, for reference. So it's a big thing. It's a great thing, but it needs to be treated properly. I don't know if you have any words on that, Don. Any comment?
I think there is the gentle panchakarma that Tamira was mentioning.
Yeah,
That's done under Raj's or Nahid's supervision, and we would only choose that for someone we knew to be appropriate for, and not because you can't just do panchakarma. You want to be assessed, as Rajvinder was saying. You have to have a good, strong digestive system, good metabolism, and that may need to be rehabilitated and built up first. Panchakarma is not for the very young, so over the age of maybe 18. For the old, the bracket, if you're over 70, it will be very judiciously done because it's really a time in life for less cleansing, more rasayana. So they might do some panchakarma, but not as vigorous a panchakarma as earlier in life.
We would hope to establish a panchakarma clinic ourselves, maybe in the next few years.
Somebody said that now if Ayurveda community raise the fund, maybe the doctors can turn this in.
Oh yeah, if anyone has the money out there, send it in. Or if you have a hotel you're not using, you need a 15-bedroom place between staff and having enough patients. And for Ireland, you probably couldn't be treating any more than 5 people a week. But you'd need a nice setting, and you need it's very labor intensive, but there's 2 technicians generally treating somebody, so it's quite labor intensive. We have done it before, but we would like to have our own place to do it, and maybe that may be possible as this community grows, as Lainey says.
Well, yeah, let Lainey be our agent.
Okay, Lainey, you get the money. Lainey, you get us the hotel, I'll get the doctors, okay, and we're all on.
And then you don't need the credit union loan.
No, I don't have to rob a bank.
Anything to help scar treatment. you could get the MA631, crush the tablet, mix it with honey, and then apply it to the scar. And you could put it on as with a plaster over it or something, or as a poultice. But that would be a gentle treatment that could help the scar. How to use sesame oil? Do you take it orally? Well, Avni, the best use is by the daily oil massage. But yes, you can take it orally. It is used as a cooking oil as well. And the best Ayurvedic products to put on weight. And then I loved the discussion later on about a herbal product that puts on weight, a traditional one. And I was just suggesting that it was traditionally taken with ashwagandha arishta.
Can I ask you a question?
And somebody else noticed ashwagandha and they heated up after it. And that was very sensitive, very, very good awareness, because when you describe a herb, you describe its tastes, and then you describe its effect on the digestive system called virya. And ashwagandha is heating. And then you describe the after digestive effects of a herbal product. And in ashwagandha's case, it's again heating. So it's just lovely and sensitive that your awareness was able to pick these things up.
Lainey Ennis put in a link for the Badems clinic where Karen Pirik works, and that's a Maharishi Ayurveda clinic, and that's a fantastic clinic as well. That's a really, really good clinic. I think it might be a little bit expensive, but that's a great clinic. Can't go there now, but when things lift up, maybe people can go there.
So Manula shares with us that she had an aneurysm in her brain and she had operation. She has screws in her skull still, and there's not much we can do about that, but this shouldn't really be a problem. If there was ever any sort of toxins from them, it's sort of a situation where panchakarma would be helpful. But the loss of smell and taste and the loss of memory for recent events, that may be a situation in which, using tonics for the nervous system could help, but certainly balancing vata again, because even the very initial problem was a vata problem. So your good rest, your good routine, your relaxed meals, your oil massage, meditate as you're doing, continue it regularly. And the regen nerve herb that was mentioned earlier on would be good for that, Manula. And Patrick was very brave to share his fine hair and thinning of crown and top of head. Black sesame seeds are something that are nourishing for the hair. So take a teaspoonful or two daily of the black sesame seeds. And then there's the healthy hair and nails tablets. And Rajvinder has the Bringaraj oil as another strategy to rub into your hair. And then look at your genes and look at your father and your brother and look at me.
And look at your mother. Yeah.
Someone
asked about Parkinson's. Someone's asked about Parkinson's.
Oh, difficult one. I have seen improvements but it was with panchakarma in India particularly that I saw improvement. A very deep condition, and again, we're balancing vata, we're nourishing the nervous system, we're using herbal preparations, and it certainly will slow the process down. And there is a herbal that that we have, which is also helpful for. It's renowned because the research is done on it for Parkinson's disease. What is it again?
Kapikachu.
Kapikachu.
Mukuna.
Yeah, Mucuna puriens.
Natural levodopa is that.
Yeah.
You can. The tremors are managed. I've seen in the patients, tremors goes down a lot. Might need your medication as well, but you can manage with the Ayurveda herbs if you're not getting the panchakarma. I'm treating a 70-year-old, and when he gets Shirodhara, he's totally calm, like no tremor at all. It's amazing to see that. Like right. During Shirodhara, there's no tremor, but the anxiety is quite a lot there. So there are a few things involved. Yeah, Dr. Benning said vata. So sleep is very important. Normally, it is a lot of anxiety in the physiology, or people don't sleep very well, and that's all needed to be looked after, all the different factors in the life.
Yeah, yeah. So Lainey was asking about ancient texts and epidemics. I was trying to think of the text. Is it Shashruta? Is it?
Janpadodvans.
It's what?
Janpadodvans. There is a chapter on it.
In
It's,
Shashruta.
it's in the Charka. It's called Janpadodvans epidemics. Yeah.
Epidemic. So the Ayurvedic text Charaka is the
Yeah,
one that
Charka.
you can find that chapter on. And
Yeah.
it talks about the pollution of the earth and the water and the pollution of our bodies through eating, breathing, drinking pollution that lessens our immune system until collectively our immune systems um, allow an epidemic to happen. So that's another interesting aspect of it. So it wouldn't be there if we were living appropriately and had strong immunity.
Someone asked about increased irritability, Roberta. So I would say do your meditation, nice walks, plenty of rest. If you're getting angry with people, then just avoid people. While it's just unstressing, it's just negativity coming out, you know. But you're better off not dumping it all on somebody else, you know. So it's good that you're aware of it. But
Leave one around.
It's excellent. It's excellent because irritability is not a problem at all. It's a signal, it's information, it's your own system informing you of discomfort that wants resolved. So when you stand back and use your Ayurveda, you think, well, it can be Vata and it can be Pitta. Quite likely Pitta because overheating, irritability. So you need to walk by the water and listen to music or go for a swim. Yeah, go for a dip in Dublin Bay, that'll cool you down. Or alternatively, as Noel's pointing out, it could be Vata, which is like wind, fanning a fire of Pitta. So it could be the Vata of tiredness and fatigue. So your own physiology will inform you if you listen sensitively, and then you'll know whether to balance your Pitta or your Vata.
Marina is asking to clear mucus. Any suggestion? Any food eaten regularly that might help? I suggest ajwain seeds to swallow after dinner. And I think it was Ebony who was asking about a decoction or a drink made with cinnamon, clove, and ginger. So that is called chai. So yeah, that will be nice as well. But don't put too much of milk or too much of sugar, maybe small amount or plant-based milk. So that kind of herbs that dries or clove powder, roast the clove, 1 or 2 clove and powder it and add honey. You can take that if you have kapha because mucus is a kapha problem. So you can do a lot of things.
And even Muriel asks, would PK be good for autism? Presumably not too young a child, because we wouldn't be doing Panchakarma for young children. But yes, it should be. And actually, when we were in Moose's, Dr. Moose in Kerala, he sent me to visit this friend of his who actually took it as a specialty to treat autistic.
okay, so
Through Panchakarma and Ayurveda.
Sesame oil, people are asking which one to buy. The one you buy the regular shop, it smells, yeah. So that's not the one it's recommended for massage. You have to cure it, which is boiling it to 100 degrees, certain temperature, and then let it cool down and then store it. Then the smell go down and it's more lighter on the skin. Or the one that is kind of Marishar with the website sells for massage purpose. That doesn't smell that like sesame. It's totally different smell and lighter on the skin.
go to ayurveda.ie, stick sesame oil in the search bar, and two different ones come up, a 500 ml one and a 750 ml one. And they're both great for massage. They're both lovely for massage.
And a lot of discussion about adding aroma oils to the sesame there in the chat line. And what comes to mind immediately is we have the Vata massage oil, the Pitta massage oil, the Kapha massage oil, and those are actually herbalized with appropriate herbs for those purposes. So they would be, I suppose, the first choice. It could be that you might add a little aroma oil. Was it Lainey that suggested sandalwood? Sounds a very nice one. There are some aroma oils that can be applied to the skin. It could be used as well in the sesame oil. But I would tend to add some Vata massage oil to the sesame oil. That way I get the best of both worlds because it's not as expensive as using the Vata massage oil.
So
Thin it out with the sesame. That's the way I would do it.
Janice Farrell says we could do a GoFundMe page to get the money together for the Panchakarma Clinic. Actually, the first thing to do would be find the place, you know. And so if anybody knows in Ireland or Northern Ireland, actually somewhere up around Newcastle would be just beautiful in the bay there in Newcastle. But if anybody knows of I'm sure there must be small hotels in trouble and B&Bs in trouble nowadays, unfortunately. So if anybody knows of a place that's, you know, either a very large B&B or a very small hotel that's going for sale, then definitely just send me an email about it. I'll look it up on the web. But it would be great to have a place. That's the next step, really. There's two things we want to do in the next few years. One is get a place, and the other one is establish a course, a certifiable course where people can get insurance. And we kind of made a big move on that we had a nice offer on that in the last day or two. But it's a lot of work to put together a course like that. But you know, if this Ayurveda is to go forward, then we need, you know, if people could do a 1-year course and get insurance to do, you know, lifestyle training, maybe, you know, they won't be treating serious disease, but they could do lifestyle training, then that would be a great thing and for expanding our community. Plus also have a place to go. Dr. Brennan, you're looking a bit...
Yeah, poor Maureen. Thank you again, Maureen, for sharing. Any recommend any treatment to restore the taste buds after chemotherapy and radium treatment for throat cancer, please? Maureen, just do that sesame mouth rinse morning and evening, you know, the hold it in your mouth and gargle, just to try and restore the nerves there, to the nourish back to the nerves. But taste buds, taste tends to be a kapha situation. Use the nasal drops to also, the nasal drops regularly. And for kapha, honey, use honey regularly to help balance kapha, and spices in the food. You know, it's quite possible it should return because nerves are very slow to heal, but they do over time. So you just keep working with it.
A lot of people, sorry, Don.
No, you're good, Noel.
Yeah, a lot of people asking about the price of Panchakarma in India. I'd say for 21 days, you want to be budgeting somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 euro. That would be all your accommodation, all your herbs, all your treatments, and then you have your flights on top of that. If you're doing it in the West, probably 300 euro a day, I would imagine. Maybe more, I don't know. But for India, probably around between 2,500 and 3,000, unless it's gone up, you know. But anyway, you can't go at the moment. But
the benefits from Panchakarma are very interesting because, you know, it always strikes me as strange because you go healthy as a trout like Noel or myself, and you then end up having these enema and it clears your head. So it's fascinating. You're working on the other end and yet your head comes away a lot cleaner. So often you come away from Panchakarma feeling a lightness, a vitality, just an incredible clarity. But then if you have sort of conditions, you can judge it on the basis of how they've done.
Okay, we're getting to the end here.
Yeah, Narendra should be massaging her poor feet with sesame oil and maybe the joint suit oil to help her poor sore feet after her long walks. And I make sure she's good foot support in her shoes.
Your vitamin D level as well. Sometimes vitamin D is very low in the Asians if you're living in Ireland or England. As your son's Indian, so that problem is very common with vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah.
It may also be that there's a slight misalignment of the body, bringing inappropriate pressures on the wrong parts of the foot. There's a book called Pain Free by Egusk, would have you do exercises to realign the sort of axis of weight passing down through your knees to your ankles into your feet. So that Pain Free by Egusk might be worth reading too, Narendra.
Somebody was saying is Rasana is like putting a cart before the horse without the Panchakarma. You can still take it.
No. Ideally, panchakarma, but ideally, if we could do panchakarma once a year, it would be fantastic. And then you take your rasayan is absolutely true.
What if you cannot do
But
the
if you can't do
panchakarma?
panchakarma, then yeah, you can still get the benefits from the rasayanas. You can do a home detox and then go on the rasayanas. So we have to, we have to be practical about these things as well, and we have to start from wherever we are and just move forward. So it's not practical for people to go off to India or go, or do it in the West where it's very expensive. So little home detoxes, and then people will still get benefits from rasayanas, And as I said, we are going to do a detox webinar in the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to do a guided detox over 7 days that people can register for and come on. But we'll give you more details about that later on, So listen, everybody, you came on this 8-lesson course. Maybe some of you didn't know too much about Ayurveda. Maybe some of you have done the course before. But I think one thing should be clear to you at this stage, that this system of healthcare is absolutely fabulous. And there hasn't been a question that the doctors, I'm not saying there hasn't been a question that they haven't answered, but there hasn't been one that they've set out not to answer. Like, obviously we can't get to all the questions. So you've seen the type of knowledge that can come to bear on these problems. And so, like, unfortunately in the West, most people think there isn't any other system of healthcare other than taking medication. And that's just not the case. And we have to get this knowledge out there more and more and more and more, because this is just common sense. And like anyone that did the webinar last night with Dr. Brennan, I mean, that webinar should be shown to every single person who's thinking of studying in healthcare or medicine, because lifestyle medicine, which is Ayurveda is the ultimate lifestyle medicine, is the way to stay healthy and happy and avoid disease. That's the main thing, is to avoid disease. But even if you haven't managed to do that, Ayurveda has so much to offer to people. And like, it's just a shame, all the suffering that's going on out there in society. Maybe it's because there's a season for everything, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's so much knowledge there that people can bring to bear to heal themselves within, but it's not respected, as the leader of the World Health Organization said. Like, it's in that little video, he said, the traditional medicines are not given the respect that they're due, and they're absolutely not. But there seems to be a seed of change happening at the moment, and we want to, ride on that as much as we can and see that come to fruition. So that's up to all of you. There's only so much we can do. So we want all of you to tell your friends about this course. And, if you found it good and if you found it valuable, people are on lockdown anyway. So why not just come on a course for 6 lessons? And, people who don't know about Ayurveda then can discover so much more. And when they do a course like this, they say, well, hang on, this is a very substantial thing. It's not just a glib thing. It's a very, very substantial system of healthcare. And the Indian government with Modi now is very, very keen to get Ayurveda established on a very strong level. And we all need to do our bit to help with that, to make sure we pass this knowledge on. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to Dr. Brennan and Dr. Rajvinder. Dr. Naheed, unfortunately, hasn't been here with us because she had to go back to India, and she's experiencing some difficulties getting back here at the moment, and the time doesn't suit. So the other 2 doctors had to carry all the load for the last 8 lessons. So a massive, massive thank you to Dr. Brennan and Dr. Rajvinder for taking their time out and coming here to answer all these questions week after week. If there was a way to unmute you all, we could give them a round of applause. Hang on a second, maybe we'll do that. So I think you might be able to unmute yourself. So, oh my God. So big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Bye.
Okay, so I had to mute you all again. Okay, so I never did that before actually, but that's nice. Let's see where Dr. Brennan is gone. Don, are you unmuted? Don?
Thanks, Noel. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so listen.
Just everybody, just take really good care of yourself. Time to get responsible for taking care of your health. Time to get healthier. Do what you've got to do. You know what to do it. And thanks to Noel again for putting it all together, because without Noel having all of these sessions, it's fantastic the work he's putting in, and long may it last. All the good work and all the progress and better health for everybody.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Lainey.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you, Noel.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Rajvinder, you've gone, have you? Where are you?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Night, everyone.
Okay.
Rajvinder.
Rajvinder, where are you gone?
I'm here.
Yeah, it's not left yet.
Is your video switched off, Rajvinder?
No, it's on.
Okay, for some reason you're not coming up the screen. Anyway, no worries, everybody. We'll see you hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye. Thank you.
It's gone with noise.
Thank you, all of you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.